Cause I was supposed to go to GameStop yesterday and get Barbie games, and I was just so tired. Hello, everybody. Welcome to World 101 Podcast. I'm your host, Eddie B, the Chocolate Wonder with Thunder. Actually, I have a big chocolate cake, and I was going to start eating it with you, and so you can ask the question, why do you eat the chocolate cake? I'm like, well, can the Chocolate Thunder have chocolate cake?
No, that's cannibalism. Shut up.
No, that's when I eat ribs. That's cannibalism. Joining me is the Red Velvet Nordic Beast himself, Mr. Larry Giver.
What's up, crackers?
Nothing much. Our minister of maple syrup, the caramel Canescan, the snow Mexican, I should say, Adrian Nieto.
Ousted from power, exiled from country.
Right. He wasn't able to make it this episode, but it's going to be more of a free roaming episode. So we'll probably, of course, just rant and rave and talk about different things.
He'll be back as soon as some country grants him asylum.
Which one would that be? Because it ain't our country. That craziness.
Well, it might be Russia. I hear he's going to go hang out with Edward Snowden.
Oh, good googly movie. Lord, if that happens, that would be some hot mess. And then we'll be trying to.
It's not exclusive. We're going to have Edward Snowden on.
Yeah, and then everybody going to be. Then the FBI going to be tracking my internet and be like, "Oh, great." I was just like, no. I don't know who this Edward Snowden is. Then they look in my room and find a wire book with his interview in it. Be like, take it. But I really do not know him at all. All the thing I know is that we both share the same name.
That's not what your email correspondence indicates.
You dirty, dirty red. No. Mm-hmm.
I've got screenshots of your IMs.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Well, as usual, we're actually going to start off with what we're playing. I'm going to let you start off because, even though I said The Last of Us, I got some other stuff that I feel like to talk about that of what I've been playing and stuff. So go ahead. What you been playing?
I've been playing Sick Baby Simulator this week.
Oh.
That's been pretty much my fucking week.
Oh my goodness.
We took her into the doc. She wasn't feeling well. She's feeling better, but now the wife's got it and I'm starting to get it and all kinds of bullshit. I've also been getting everything ready for 2017 with the show, the website, the Facebook page, all kinds of crap going on. Which, by the way, the new Facebook page is up. The old Facebook page is being converted into a podcast forum. So for those of you already on there, you will notice the group name is a little bit different, and you'll also see some posts for the new official World 101 Podcast Facebook page. You will still find all the wonderful content that we provide through the group page that you're already on up until the end of the year. After that, everything is going to fully switch over to the new official page. Run out, give it a like, give it a share. Other things coming on. I've heard a rumor that we may have an awesome new giveaway coming up here in the next week or so as well. So keep your eyes and ears peeled.
Yeah.
There's a rumor that there might be some awesome winter commissioned work from Fandom Furniture being given away. I may or may not be at liberty to discuss details depending on when somebody gets back to me. But that's a thing to keep an eye out for in the next week or so. other than that, like I said, end of the year, you're going to see the forum page go full forum, and from there, all the new content, direct from us at the show. Myself and Eddie and Adrian and Tony will be coming straight out of the Facebook page, no longer into the Facebook group forum. So do be aware that's a thing that's happening. I know it's a pain in the ass to ask you to click a like on a page, but there is a good reason, and it's all part of some of the bigger things coming for the show in the next year. So head out, give it a like, give it a share. Also, some of you may have noticed we have a spectacular new promo piece, a nice little 2.5-minute spot out there. If you want to get your friends, say, hey, I'm listening to this awesome podcast, and they go, well, what the fuck's it about, or what's it like? And you don't want to send them 40 hours of content. Send them a 2.5-minute video and let them get a feel for it and go, oh, fuck me, I should be listening to this shit. That is out there as well. Check that out. Lots of blood, sweat, tears, and a whole sleepless night with a sick child went into that. So, love. But yeah, that's a thing. It's going on. It's going down. Other than that, yeah, I've been just busy and sick, and so cheers.
As he drink, I'm assuming Diet A&W, because that's what it looks like. Which I gotta say, it's still good. Like, if I had to do anything diet, cause like Diet Sprite don't taste right, just for me. But Diet A&W, cause no, Diet Sprite doesn't. It tastes very different than regular Sprite. But Diet A&W almost tastes like
don't have Diet Sprite anymore. It's Sprite Zero, and it tastes the fucking same.
Oh, it doesn't taste not to me. I could taste the difference in diet and regular drinks. But A&W diet really still tastes good like regular A&W.
So, but yeah, that's all that's been going on.
All right. I finished Batman the Telltale series. It was very short for the last episode, the last chapter. But I definitely enjoyed the game, and I am going to go back and replay it and try to make different choices. I think this time I'm not going to press any buttons and let the whole game play, besides when I have to do the actions and stuff. So, and do the investigations. But when it's time to make, like a choice that you got to do, that you're going to say to determine what's going to be the next scene, I'm not going to do anything. I might just let the controller just sit back. Watch Dogs 2, I'm almost done. I've written the review, but haven't started doing the vocal version of it. I'm just waiting on some edits and then hopefully get that up together. But I'm almost done with it. I've been doing a lot of the side missions. So I've been like gaining followers in the game, which is like its level up system. And I gotta say that I definitely enjoying it. I did definitely enjoyed it. It surprisingly maybe one of Ubisoft's best games of 2016. Like, The Division was good, but I think Watch Dogs 2 is better, and actually is really what Watch Dogs 1 should have been. Yeah. So other than that, I'm about to start The Last of Us. I will be talking about Destiny soon in the coming weeks. I gotta finish 2 more blogs for it. Gotta get that up ready to go. But I am done with the game. I did finish it. I did do my 40 days of it. I will admit that I didn't play all 40 days because of work. When you're working at 6 a.m. and you don't get home to 6 p.m.
Lame excuses, lame.
As I look at you and be like,
Real-time live update on games we've played. I'm playing Geometry Wars right now.
Yes. The 360 version?
Yep, the very original.
Ah, yes.
Oh, the almost very original. The original standalone. How about that?
Ah, so good.
Reminds me, why in the fuck is Geometry Wars 2 not backwards compatible?
I don't know. Was it popular?
I can get Geometry Wars 1, I can get Geometry Wars 3 on my Xbox One. Why the fuck is Geometry Wars 2 not backwards compatible?
That's very
Someone
weird.
explain that to me.
Was that
I
one?
don't understand that.
Was that one popular?
Yeah, GeoWars 2 is definitely one of the considering that it took the GeoWars 1 format and that it built it out with all those wonderful modes. Like, god damn it, pacifism. That's one of the most infuriating and addictive variants of Geometry Wars there is fucking pacifism. But yeah, I can backwards compatible Geometry Wars 1. I've got Geometry Wars 3 on disc for my Xbox One.
Uh-huh.
I can't get GeoWars 2 backwards compatible. I call shenanigans. I want it. I want all three on one console.
Maybe they'll do it next year. Maybe it'll come I wonder if they're working on it to get it backwards.
They better. And I got a free copy of Octodad, Dadliest Catch.
Oh my goodness. Every time I see that game, it makes me not want to play it because I hear the controls about it and I'm just like, I would go insane and cut this game off.
That's kind of the point as I understand it. And again, to be fair, I haven't played it yet, but I have every intention of playing it within the next week, at least some of it, just to get my hands on it. But yeah, it was on sale for like $3.75, and I had a $4.80 credit on my Microsoft account, so I downloaded that shit. Like, free game. Which, speaking of, that's another thing too that you'll find on the new Facebook page that's moved or is moving is the free game alerts. Which just an update, one that is happening now. Free game alert. Bastion on the Xbox One. If you've downloaded the original Bastion on the 360, you can get your hands on the remaster of Bastion for the Xbox One free from now till the end of the year.
And you also could get Lost Odyssey for free from now to the end of the year.
Lost Odyssey is also running for free right now. There is a link to it up on the Now forum page. So yeah, that's a thing. And again, this is one of those things that the free game alerts will now be coming out of the new official Facebook page. And after the beginning of the year, will no longer be showing up on the group forum. So if you like getting your free game alerts, hit the like button on the Facebook page so that way you keep getting them.
Yeah, and I thought Blue Dragon was free, but it's not. They just made it available digitally. Right after I bought the hard copy. But shoot, I'm like, this is the only GameStop that got it, so let me snag this up right now.
I'd rather have a hard copy anyways.
Yeah. Lost Odyssey I just took digitally because I'm just like, I would have to drive almost an hour to get that one copy. And I think it's like $20-some, and I'm just like, $20 versus free. I'll take the free.
Yeah, for the record, that is a massive fucking download. That thing's like 20 gigs. The Xbox.
22 gigs.
That shit's absurd.
Shoot, I haven't even installed Final Fantasy 15 yet, and because I have to do that and then install the patch that's with it. It's just like, are you serious?
Day one patch stuff needs to fucking stop already. If you're gonna ship a game, for God's sakes, finish it.
True, and I still gotta order me an external hard drive for my Xbox One.
Yeah, I'm realizing that just the hard drive space wise, I need more. But I suppose the nice thing though is that considering I just bumped my internet up, that I can just delete shit and reinstall it whenever I want it.
Yeah. Well,
it's a less issue.
Well, I own the 2 terabyte, but I think because I got maybe around, I would say 15 games, maybe 15 about 15 games for Xbox One, I can understand why I would need more data. As for PS4, which they still don't got one, and I'm not about to switch that mess out of my system to put in just give me an external hard drive. Like I said, the Wii U started this external hard drive thing off, and it took Microsoft and Sony a long time to do the same thing. That's the problem.
I miss the days of when the Xbox hard drives were as easy to change as just snap it on. That was it.
Ah, yes.
Those
And then
were great.
because they had one that you had to actually install. Also,
yeah,
I think for the new ones.
The original was the one that just snapped on right on the end there on the top. And that was fucking spectacular. Why can't we go back to that?
Because who wants to pay $100 for a 20 gig hard drive?
Yeah, the pricing was bullshit, but the ease of use was wonderful. It's you're always going to compromise on that. It's always a trade off, no matter what you do. So
yeah, because when I got my PS3, it was like already the 320 gig one, but I still had like a lot of games on it, which I think when I get back, I forgot to take it last week, but when I get it back, I'm going to just erase a whole bunch of games that I have on it and just put all new games that I haven't played yet.
Yeah. So, and I say, and like I said, I'm not sitting on nearly as much space for my hard drive for my Xbox One as you. I've got a 500 gig unit, and I've got a pile of games for, between that and my 360. That even the patches for the 360 games are like the size of the fucking game itself.
Yeah.
It's like at that point, I've proven to you that I have the damn game. Just install it on the hard drive and save me the trouble of putting in the disc.
Dude, that happened to my Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Like, the game installed, and then it had to be patched, and the patch took longer than the game installation. And,
Gee,
yeah, dude, I had to wait 2.5 hours to start Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, long gone are the days of just put a game in and go.
Shoot.
Sterling said it best, console gaming is heading towards PC gaming, except in the, with all the wrong features.
Well, shoot, if that's the case, then let's make sure that our gaming consoles don't become like Batman Arkham Knight when it has to be up and taken down.
Fucking games, wah wah wah.
And No Man's Sky. I'm just like,
Now, No Man's Sky at least went in to fix their shit, even though it took them like 6 months.
Yeah. But that was for the console one, right? Or did they actually release it for both?
I don't know. I know the console one did. I didn't pay any attention to the PC one. I don't know if anybody did.
Well, I wonder, because I asked some people how does it feel like a brand new game, and they said in a way it does, but it feels more like it's more accessible, and people like not say this is a definitive edition, but it feels like the rest of the game is fully playable now.
Gee, it's a shame they couldn't have done that when it launched. Oops.
Even though they had 5 or 6 delays for it.
Right. Like, what on fucking God's green earth were you doing with those delays? If it wasn't finishing your fucking game.
Who knows? At least Nintendo came out and talked to everybody and said, hey, Star Fox Adventure is delayed. Breath of the Wild is delayed. We're trying to get, we want to make this games better than what we had.
That's the thing, when Nintendo delays a game, I might be a little sad, but at least I know that when I get it, it's finished.
Yes, that is true.
I paid for a whole game, and guess what I got? A whole game!
Right. Oh, wow. Because that's Sean Murray going on, doing these interviews and saying this is what you can and can't do, and being so ecstatic and just, was so happy for his gang, and then it came out, and the stuff that he said is
then
not
he had
in
his
the game.
name legally changed, Peter Molyneux Jr.
Wow.
Told you, I am so going to make that a real term, is just, Molyneuxing it.
Oh, wow. Have you ever watched Indie the Game?
Indie Game the movie? Yes. Yeah. Duh. Repeatedly.
Oh.
Love every bit of it. For the
was,
record, I still think Phil Fish gets a bad rap.
That was insane on the Peter Molyneux part.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Molyneux, I was reading an article this week. Apparently, Lionhead Studios employees were actually blackmailing some asshole kid to keep him from releasing content that he stole off of their website in regards to the original Fable before the game came out. Stuff that either never made it into the game or was in the game, but if it had gone out without any kind of context, it would have done huge damage to them. Like stuff like a child being stabbed in the head with a sword and that kind of shit.
Uh-huh.
And a couple of Lionhead Studios actually basically blackmailed the kid into keeping his fucking mouth shut. And word has it, actually, they're actually kind of cool after the fact. Like they roped this kid in and said, "Look, we've got your info. We know where you live, and you knock this shit off, or we start, ratting you out to, people that you would not want to know that you're being a little asshole, like your parents." And he actually kept his mouth shut. And apparently they've actually met in person after the game released at a couple of different events. And apparently they've got along pretty reasonably afterwards, which I thought was funny.
Oh, wow.
Dead serious, real article, ran on IGN. They were talking with old Lionhead employees. So yeah, that's a neat thing.
I still can't believe they're open.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. It's like, what the hell are they doing now?
I have not one idea. I thought wasn't it Black and White too, or there was supposed to be a new or Goldak or something that was.
You're not thinking of Goddess, are you?
I think that was it. Wasn't that the last thing that he released? Or
Goddess was Lionhead. That was 22 Cans, because Molyneux left Lionhead to go start his own studio again called 22 Cans. And if you'll remember, there was a mobile thing, and I hesitate to call it a game, we'll call it a thing, called Curiosity. And at the end of it was the reveal for Goddess. And I don't think that ever finally saw the light of day. I think that ran into all kinds of problems. It just got stonewalled.
Well, oh no. Did Lionhead close? Because Microsoft owns Lionhead.
Well, maybe Lionhead's still around, but it's not the Lionhead it once was, considering Molyneux's gone.
Because they canceled.
That may not be the thing.
Because they canceled the last Fable.
Yeah, and again, that's I was talking with somebody about that yesterday. Actually, it feels like Microsoft has lost its drive to really create a stable of, first-party games that you just associate automatically with the Xbox. There was a time when, somebody said Xbox and you thought Halo and Fable and, Forza, and the drive to create that is gone, it feels like. Now you think Gears of War, you kind of maybe thought about Halo, and that's about it.
And Forza. I think the driving force for Microsoft first party is Forza.
So, and even then, that's a limited audience when you think about it, really. The racing game, the racing simulator audience is, it's, I'm not going to say it's not sizable, but it's definitely not the killer app that's going to drive the sales of your system. Meanwhile, Sony is starting to rev that back up again. God of War kind of faded away for a little while after God of War 3, but for that duration though, they were pushing Uncharted as their big franchise, and it's done very well for them. And now God of War is coming back with the new Nordic God of War, or the Norse God of War, which looks fucking phenomenal, and I want it.
It looks okay.
Uncharted is still there. Ratchet and Clank. They're also bringing Crash Bandicoot back around. Crash was an original icon of the PlayStation. Brand.
That's what needs to be a documentary on how that and Spyro the Dragon. How did they start off being Sony games, but ended up being sold to third party?
I can venture a couple guesses on that, but I don't know if any of them are all that interesting or truthful.
Well, before we get into that discussion, April 29th of this year, Microsoft closed Lionhead Studios after they canceled Fable Legends.
After Lionhead is dead.
Yeah. But back to the Crash and Spyro thing, because Crash ended up with didn't Crash in and Spiral ended up at Activision
That sounds about rightish.
because they have them both for because they have them both for Skylanders.
Yeah. That's another thing too that always kind of made me sad is that, Skylanders started out as a Spyro spinoff, and much like the Rabbids stuff started out as a Rayman spinoff, and it made me sad that they ditched the origination of that series. Rabbids became its own thing with Rayman nowhere to be seen, no longer attached to that series. And I liked Rayman. That's part of why I had an interest in the Rabbids in the first place, is it was a Rayman thing. I like Rayman, and the same thing with Skylanders. That was a Spyro spinoff. I like Spyro. That's kind of what piqued my interest in Skylanders in the first place, it was a Spyro thing. And that's all dead and gone. It's like, what is it with spinoffs ditching everything that, they came from?
Yeah.
But maybe that's just my own personal issue.
Yeah, because they don't even have Spyro in this new one. I don't even know if you can.
Spyro's been in it for several of them.
Well, yeah, pretty much for all of them, and I haven't even seen them in. You probably could use them in this new one, but I haven't even seen him on the box.
Yeah. I don't know. It makes me sad. These are the icons and the characters and the franchises that I love, and this is why I was interested in this thing in the first place, and you took that away. Damn you, Eddie. This is all your fault.
I know. It'll be okay.
No, I am holding you personally accountable for this bullshit. Next time I see you, I'm kicking your ass for it.
Or are you going to take me to King Garros and buy you food?
It's
or are we
the
going
start of an acceptable apology.
Or are we going to bleachers?
Oh, nothing says we can't do all of the above. Actually, we still need to take your ass to Politos.
Oh, yes. I'm so mad that traffic was a hot mess.
Shit happens. We'll get there. So,
Yay.
In any case. But yeah, that's my weird tangent, I guess.
No, it's a free woman show. We go rant and talk about some unplanned things as normal. I actually sold a PS4 Pro yesterday at work, and I'm like, oh, people are buying this.
I'm sure somebody's going to buy it. We've talked about this. The Pros and the eventual Scorpio are for the small segment of the market that want to be on just the cutting edge of everything entertainment technology and have those 4K TVs and all that, and that's what they'll get something out of that.
But 4K TVs, but 4K TVs, like, when are they going to become more available, more prominent in pricing?
So they're available. It's just an issue of when they come down in price.
Yeah.
It's the same. We see the same thing every time something new comes around TV-wise. HD TVs were the same way.
Yes.
It took a while for it to hit a mass market pricing. Once it did, everyone fucking had one because they were no longer this insanely expensive thing. When the technology becomes cheap enough to manufacture and produce, and then right after that, when the salespeople realize, oh shit, we can't keep charging this insane price for it, because people now realize it does not cost us this much to make it.
Right, because I've seen some Sony ones that's like 500, 600, and I'm just like, I don't need that big of a TV. I just need something like maybe a 22, 25, 26 inch. Something I could put on my stand and just play the game. Because I'm like, the graphics is not going to change the experience. It might look better, run faster, but I'm like, because it's beautiful and it's colorful, it doesn't change the experience that I'm going to play. Oh, it looks gorgeous with a terrible story and horrible controls. Like,
for the record, great graphics don't fix a terrible game.
But a rusty pipe does. Yeah, because goodness, I just don't understand why some companies do that. Like they make their product look good, but when you play it, it's just like you put all this money and effort into these other things, but your
Because they
controller
think that's
still is not
fast.
good. What you say?
You know, there are people stupid enough to just look at something and go, "This looks pretty, I'll buy it." It happens.
That is true. I think that's why I give Nintendo such a big pass, because a lot of the games look good, and some people might play well. Some of them don't play well, but I'm just like, they look good, and when I get the controller in my hands and spend time with the game, I'm like, this game plays great.
Yeah.
You know,
Nintendo finds a balance between the best looking and the best playing. They may not quite hit, the top of either of those columns, but average them out, and they're still doing a lot better than most everyone else.
Yeah. And I think that's
Now
why
that I think about it too, by the way, I realize how much I miss God of War.
I don't.
Really?
Yeah. God of
I
War.
might be upset about you. I might be upset at you for that.
Should we discuss it? Since we got time.
I like God of War quite a bit, actually.
It's good, and when you're fighting enemies and you're rolling around, it's terrible when you have to do the puzzles.
I liked the puzzles. Shut up.
The puzzles they don't give you enough time to do most of them. You gotta kind of be quick. You gotta be quick about it, and sometimes it just feels like unbalanced. Like I said, the fighting stuff and going to different places and getting powers and stuff, that's all good. I like the combat in God of War. That's fine.
The only time I had an issue with God of War was in the very first one, when you're climbing the pillars to climb out of hell.
That one was okay.
That was bullshit, because the collision detection was garbage.
Oh yeah, that part, yeah.
Beyond that, I liked.
Well,
I liked puzzles. They were a nice little break from the, just the constant combat. I adored the story.
Yeah, the story is good.
The presentation was phenomenal. God of War was definitely one of the originators of the QuickTime event thing that, became extremely pervasive in that generation.
Well, see, that's very debatable, because Fahrenheit. What is the one?
You mean Indigo Prophecy?
Indigo Prophecy, yeah, because that was QuickTime events.
It was, but it didn't really become prominent until God of War did it.
But see, God of War, I have to disagree with that, because God of War, they have some button presses, but other times you have to keep repeating pressing and stuff. Where where Indigo Prophecy, the whole game was QuickTime events. I think we didn't name it QuickTime events until God of War.
That's the other thing too, though, is that God of War found a balance with that too.
Yes,
it wasn't the whole game. It was just to keep you kind of engaged in some of the cinematic scenes, instead of just completely taking away control from you. When something big and epic was happening, they wanted you to have some sort of player agency, but they wanted you to still experience an epic set piece. And that was a really competent way of doing it.
And I like that. That part I like. Yeah, but I think, well, let me say this. When it feels like a Zelda game with the puzzles, like you're using the puzzles as keys to open up a new part, like it's the 1, 2, 3. You got to go to the left side or the right side, and then when you get those two sides, do that puzzle in the main part, and then it opens up. It feels like a dungeon. That part, those kind of puzzles I like. But when you have to try to get to, when you're in a one room and you have to be really quick about it, because the speed of the gate closing is faster than you making movements and trying to roll and trying to do everything, it almost feels like when it's about to close and you're not there in time, you gotta do a lot of stuff over and over again, and it kind of feels unfair about it. It's just like you don't get that much time, and you don't have any kind of speed dash besides the roll to make it to get there quicker.
I never felt like it was unfair. I felt like it asked you to be good at it.
Well, even if you were good at it, it was just too much. Well, it was too close to make it, or too close that you almost got there, but you failed, and so now you got to restart again.
Nah.
That's how I felt about it. Plus, I also cheated with the Medusa part, with the head, with the bats going into the thing, and then just collecting the souls, so I could just get all my powers, and just like, yeah. But I beat one. I beat it 2. I didn't beat 3. I didn't get to play 3 yet.
I've played through 1, 2, 3. I never played any of the PSP ones, and I'm thinking actually, come tax time, I'm probably going to find myself a PS3 because they're cheap, and get 1, 2, and 3 all on the PS3, and then get the PSP ones and Ascension and all that, like the little offshoots that came out on collections on the PS3. So I just got the full series on one system.
Wasn't God of War around the time like Ninja Gaiden came, like Action Games was making a comeback? I should say, not comeback.
No, that should be a new term. Action games are making a comeback.
Punch, punch, punch.
Yep.
I love 2D beat 'em ups. That's what it reminds me of. Of course, Final Fight 2, and Streets of Rage 2 are some of my favorites. But bro, like games like Rival Turf and arcade
Castle Crashers
games
all day long.
Yeah, Castle Crashers.
Still knock out some Golden Axe.
Oh, I love Golden Axe.
Scott Pilgrim.
I played the first level, and I think I own the game on PS3. I had to go back and check, but if not, it was an okay game. It wasn't, like, wow. Really,
I think it's what it intended on doing, but that's just me.
I do own the Double Dragon game on PS3 though. Double Dragon, is it the Revenge or
Double Dragon, River City Ransom, Golden Axe, Castle Crashers, all wonderful, wonderful games. Battletoads.
Oh, Battletoads.
Love Battletoads.
I played the Rare Replay. It's the arcade version that EA did.
No, I want the actual NES version again. I'm still looking for a copy of it.
Oh, that game is so hard. I think we talked about it.
Every bit of it.
Did you ever beat it?
Oh, gods, yes.
How?
Because I was a child and there was no kids in my neighborhood and I had nothing to do, so I sat and I played video games.
I should have refreshed that. How did you beat that game without a Game Genie?
Because, again, I was bored as a child because there were no children in my neighborhood that were my age, and so I sat at home pretty much by myself playing video games.
Oh, my goodness.
What I did.
Okay, question. What would be the trifecta of hard games? To me, it has to be Ninja Gaiden, Battletoads, and, goodness, what was that? I can't. It's like a rogue game. It's like a dungeon game, and I cannot think
like Splunky or something. Are you?
No. Strider.
Okay.
Yeah, because I tried to wall jump off of Strider and it never worked, and I got frustrated and almost cried and said this game was horrible.
Yeah. I would say the trifecta of whip your ass games. I'll agree with you on Battletoads. Pick just about any of the Ninja Gaidens from the Genesis era or the NES era, whatever. And I'm going to throw in F-Zero GX. Because that game will whip your ass.
For the Nintendo? Well, I should have made it clear for the NES era.
Yeah, F-Zero GX on the GameCube, that'll whip your ass.
For the NES?
No, F-Zero GX on the
Right, I'm talking about the
GameCube.
3. I'm talking about the NES. I'm not talking about GameCube.
There was no F-Zero on the NES.
Right, so that's why I said what was the trifecta of the NES hard game.
No, you just said trifecta of hard games.
Oh, if we did a list of hard games, it would have went way past those. It would have way been past Strider.
All right, fine. If we're limiting this down to NES, Battletoads and Ninja Gaiden stands. I would probably throw in RoboCop 2.
Oh
It's
my
not so
God.
much that it's hard by design, it's hard because it's poorly designed.
The original RoboCop was poorly designed.
Yeah.
Now, if we had to do a list of hard games, then yes, I would probably put F-Zero GX as number 1 with you, because that game is supremely hard.
I know, and I'm still painfully addicted to it.
It's just like I can't let it go.
Actually, that's a topic that we need to talk about. What games have we probably, had the worst addictions to and funneled the most time into?
Oh goodness. For hard games or indie games?
Oh, any game.
Cause I could tell you right now.
I'm gonna wait for Adrian and I think I want to get Tony on for this too. So we'll hold that topic for another day. But mental note, we need to go back to that because I know 2 right off the top of my head that I have put way more time into in such a short span than is ever.
Uh-oh.
Right. So.
Oh, come on, Skype. Let's get it together. Uh-oh.
You're supposed.
What'd you say, Larry?
Did you break the internet?
I didn't break the internet. Skype is breaking the internet.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Okay. It should be good now. Because I don't got nothing on my side.
That's weird. I assume I'm coming through. You're hearing me, right?
Yeah. You're coming in statically.
Well, fuck it. We've been going for about an hour of this shit. We'll call it a short show today. Plug your shit. Let's be done.
Oh, because dang it, why do you have to bring that topic at the end? Because I literally was about to save my games too. Oh, yeah.
Because it'll drive you insane and that's more fun.
Oh, I can't stand you some days because I love you too much. You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode. I also do a podcast called Optional Opinion, which you can find at the AnomousRadioNetwork.podbean.com, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and other podcast apps. A new episode will be dropping soon. I am going to be trying to get 2 of them up before Christmas, and I kind of want to do a special episode for Optional Opinion talking about some of my Christmas memories of games that I got and how I reacted during that time. So do check out on that. I am also on one of the administrators and writers for DNA, so I do content for them writing, and that's Digital Nerd Advocates. You can find us actually at DNAnetwork.net. I also am part of Team Nerd, where I do reviews and do Podcast Connected with my boss Kyle Waite. So do check that out. We have a YouTube page, Team Nerd, TEAM, and the number 3 RD. So come and check us out for that.
This is brought to you by the letter 3.
Shut up. Because I know that's going to probably be the title. This show is brought to you by the letter, and then it's going to be the number 3. Yeah,
Yep.
make that the title.
It wasn't going to be until you just said it. Now it's done.
I approve so. I also write on skirmishfrogs.com for Call the Moment. I know I haven't been posting anything there lately, but I do have some not ideas. I do have some games that I'm ready to post in for you guys to read on there. I will be doing blogs also for World 101. So come to the actual Facebook page, World 101 Podcast. They won't be on the forum. They'll be on the regular World 101 page. And it's for my blogs, I'm going to be trying to do like 3 paragraphs. So it could be a short, easy read that you guys could just scroll and be like, oh, that was really cool. And you'll be able to leave comments and stuff. So I am going to be doing that. Optional opinion blogs you can find at IGN.com under anime ENIME. I was supposed to do a feature about Barbie games and stuff, but I postponed that until January due to the fact that the holidays has happened. And I just worked so much that I wouldn't have time to really give it its due. Also, I'm getting ready to do a bunch of the second in a row, a bunch of game awards. So if you heard that episode on Optional Opinion, be ready for another one. I do got some games that I have to play, so I could make sure that I give it a good nomination or a good award. So do check that out next month. We are still doing some shows, so do be on the lookout for that. We will be having a Christmas episode for you guys, so do check that out also when it drops. You can find this podcast at archive.org. We are trying to get our iTunes feed together so you guys could go there.
That'll start falling in line as soon as the King of Canada finds political asylum somewhere.
Exactly. And we're going to try to make Mondays the actual day to drop the episode for World 101 Podcast. And those episodes are going to be on archive.org. The SoundCloud episodes that go on my feed will still be dropping Fridays. But the archive.net episodes are going to be on Mondays. So do check that out. Give it a listen. Larry works very hard editing this. He puts a lot of work into it. And thank you once again, Larry, for the promo. I truly enjoy it. I laugh and I get happy about, hearing it, every time. Anything else, Larry? Cause you plugged a lot of stuff in the beginning, so.
Yeah. I'm not going to bother revisiting the Facebook page issue. I talked enough about that. However, I'm going to make mention that every day from now till the final show, I am resharing out the nominees and the voting polls for Game of the Year and Most Missed Opportunity of the Year. They are up for nomination for the prestigious Golden Pipe Award and the far less prestigious Rusty Wrench Award, so that they can fix their shit with their next game. That's coming. We'll be announcing the winners on the very, very first show of the new year. So that way we have the entire remainder of 2016 for those votes to come in. Not a whole lot of votes, so your vote can have a lot of impact. Get on there, get voting. They need your help to win. Other than that, not a lot going on. We're on Facebook, archive.org. iTunes is getting fixed in the next couple weeks. Twitter, yes. And now also on Twitch. Find us on Twitch at World11 Podcast, all one word, all spelled out. So yeah, that's a thing.
Yay! So, follow, you can email the show at world101podcast@gmail.com, WORLD11podcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at world.
Email us, but it doesn't mean that we'll ever get it because I don't think anyone's checked the email.
That's Adrian's job, so we'll get on our caramel Kineskin about that. Well, you say he was exiled, so he might not have time. So we have to find him a country or something.
This is why we need to get him hooked up with Edward Snowden, because Snowden can live but he's still got it. Fucking internet.
Follow us on Twitter at World11 Podcast, WORLD1 podcast. follow us there. And I think that would do it for the show. Thank you, everybody. We love doing this podcast, like I say every time. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Merry Christmas if you guys hear this on Christmas. And Happy Hanukkah for those who celebrate Hanukkah, which is actually starting Saturday the 24th.
Or winter solstice or whatever your seasonal celebration of choice is. Fuck off and have a good one.
Yay!
Good night.
And with that, everybody, we are out. Bye.